you need to have a valid express entry profile. If you are a family physician, practical nurse, electrician, carpenter, being an engineer, you're likely to get ITA to apply for permanent residence. Have at least 6 months full-time work experience. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nora Bello and thank you so much for clicking on this video. If this is your first time on my channel, you're highly welcome and kindly subscribe to my channel and feel free to share my video. Well, on today's video, as you've already seen the thumbnail and the title of this video, I'll be talking about the category-based express entry, who is eligible, what occupations are on the category based selection or criteria, and how you can qualify for this category-based selection. As we all know that the express entry is used by the IRCC, which is of course the government of Canada, to manage the application of skilled workers who want to come over to Canada to live and work as permanent residents. And usually for applicants to be successful at the express entry program, you need to belong to either of the three programs that is managed by the express entry. And these are the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the Federal Skilled Trade Program, and as well as the Canadian Experience Class, and also the provincial nominee programs that are linked with the express entry. You need to belong in any of those programs for you to be successful with the express entry. Now, this category-based selection criteria works together with the three programs of the express entry together with the PMPs to further invite and select top-ranking candidates that meet specific economic requirements of Canada. Now, if this is something that you're interested in, I want you to stay tuned as we dive right into the video. The category-based express entry was launched back in 2023 by the IRCC to invite candidates in certain occupations and selection criteria. And this occupation are seen in that of the healthcare occupation, agriculture and agri-food occupations, trades occupations, transport occupation, and also with STEM occupation. And these has to do with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I'm going to break this down very soon later on in this video. The selection criteria for the category-based draw are based on your work experience, your language proficiency, as well as your educational qualification. The Canadian government prioritizes the selection category based on what the labor market needs, as well as the information they receive from the provinces and territories of Canada. And every year, selections are based on what the economy of Canada needs. Take for instance, if Canada economy is struggling in the healthcare sector, they need workers in the healthcare sector to come over and work, then the healthcare occupations are going to be added under the category-based selection during the express entry draw. So every year an assessment is being carried out to know what the economy needs, as to know what occupations is to be added under the category-based selection. For the year 2024, 6 categories are prioritized to be put under the category-based express entry, and one of which is under the language proficiency and 5 of which is under the occupations. Now, under the language proficiency, the French language proficiency was chosen, and this simply means that Canada need more foreign workers that can speak in French language. So candidates who at least have an intermediate proficiency in French and score at least band 7 in each of the language abilities, and these are the reading, writing, speaking, and listening, are going to be invited whenever a draw is made under the category-based selection. I hope I'm making sense. Moving on to the occupations category, there are 5 occupations that are chosen under this, and I've mentioned them before and I'm going to mention them now. And these are the healthcare occupation, the trades occupation, the transport occupation, STEM occupation, and these include science, engineering, technology, and mathematics, all occupation under that, as well as agriculture or agri-food occupation. Now, let's break this down in a way that we understand. Let's begin with the healthcare occupation. If you have experience in occupations such as being an audiologist or speech language pathology, as well as dentists, family physician, as well as nurses, practical nurse, nurse aides, orderlies, and these are the healthcare workers, as well as a pharmacist or a laboratory technician. If you belong to either of these occupations that I've just mentioned, then you're likely to get ITA, which is invitation to apply for permanent residence, whenever a draw is made. Moving on to the second occupation, which is the STEM and science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. If you have experience in occupations such as being an engineer, and this could be either a civil engineer, electrical or electronic engineer, system engineer, computer engineer, let's just say everything under engineering work, then you belong to this, as well as being an architect, a data engineer or data analyst, as well as being a mathematician, yes, and surveyor. If your occupation fall under this STEM, That means you're likely to get an invite whenever a draw is made. Electrician, carpenter, and many more. All of this, I'm just giving a brief occupations under each occupation level. So I'm going to leave a link in the description box where you have access to all of this occupation and be able to know if your occupations belong in any of the category. Let's move on to the next one, which is transport occupation. And these occupations that are under here, if you are a truck driver, a transport truck driver, as well as being an air pilot or working in the railway, flight engineer, marine controller, and lots more. And the last occupation that was chosen under this category-based occupation is the agri-food or agriculture occupations, and this includes being an horticulturist or being a farm manager, farm supervisor, or a butcher. So all of these occupations are going to be in the link that I'll put in the description box. So feel free to click on it to read more and to learn more about each occupation and to know if your occupation fall under this. And I wish you all the best. Now let's talk about who is eligible for the category-based selection criteria. To be eligible for the category-based selection, you need to have an express entry profile, a valid express entry profile, and meet all the express entry requirements and belong to one of three of the programs that is managed by the express entry, which I've mentioned before. And these are the FSWP, FSTP, and CEC. And finally, you must fulfill all the category-based instruction that is issued by the IRCC. And these are usually announced when ITAs are issued for a particular category. And part of the instructions for the language proficiency, let's start with the language proficiency. The instructions that are usually issued by the IRCC is that you should ensure that you score at least 7 in each of the language ability. And of course, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And for the occupations, you need to, one part of the instructions for the occupations issued by the IRCC for last year was that you need to have at least 6 months of full-time work experience, continued work experience in the past 3 years. That is for the occupation category. This work experience could be gained from either from Canada or outside Canada, wherever you are. So now for you to qualify for the category-based selection, you need to fulfill all the eligibility criteria that I've just mentioned. So basically, the category-based selection allows Canadian government to invite candidates in high-demand occupations and categories to fill the gaps in the labor market. So if your occupation is an high demand or is in a priority occupation list, then you have high chances of being selected under the category-based selection criteria. And let me give you a quick glance through the latest draw history under the category-based selection. For the French language proficiency draw, Canada invites 1,500 applicants with CRA scores starting from 388. This was done on the 26th of March 2024. Prior to the month of March, 2,500 applicants also received ITA on the 29th of February 2024. Let's talk about the occupations category draw. Now, under the healthcare occupation, 2,500 applicants received ITA on the 14th of February 2024. And on the 6th of October 2023, 2,600 applicants also received ITA to apply for permanent resident. So guys, this route is a working route. All you have to do is check yourself, know the occupations you have, and check all the boxes when it comes to the eligibility criteria, and put your create an express entry profile and submit your application, and hope for the best that when the next draw is made, it comes your way and you get an ICA to apply. Also remember that your CRA score play a crucial role in the selection criteria. So I will encourage that you try as much as possible to improve on your CRA score, and this you can do by maxing your IELTS, maybe getting even more higher than 7, and also if you can take extra certification maybe on your occupation, maybe that too can help. So I'd like to put an end to this video here, and I hope that it helps someone out there. If you like this video, you know what to do. All you have to do is click on the like button by showing this girl some love. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe and turn on your notification, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.